Whenever we talk about workforce diversity, it's easy to frame it as just an ethical issue, right? A social responsibility. But what if that's missing the real story? What if diversity is actually one of the sharpest tools in the entire business toolkit? In this explainer, we're going to break down how building a truly diverse team is a direct path to a more innovative and successful company.
So let me ask you this. What's the real secret sauce for breakthrough innovation? Is it just throwing more money at a problem? Having the latest tech? Or is the answer a lot more human than that?
Well, it turns out the answer is all about who you have sitting around that table. The people themselves, their backgrounds, their unique experiences, their different ways of seeing the world. That's what's becoming the ultimate competitive advantage. Okay, so let's get specific. What exactly does a diverse workforce do for a business? Let's unpack these core advantages.
Look, recruiting from a wide talent pool isn't just a nice to have. It directly fuels creativity, it sparks real, game-changing innovation, and it flat out boosts the company's performance. And these aren't just fuzzy feelings, they are hard-hitting business drivers. In fact, some studies show that companies with more diverse leadership can see way higher revenues, all thanks to that innovation.
So how does this actually work? Well, it's pretty simple when you think about it. Every single person on a diverse team brings a completely unique toolkit of experiences and insights with them. This mix creates this incredibly rich pool of ideas to draw from whenever you're trying to solve a tough problem or, create the next big thing.
And this isn't just about brainstorming better ideas internally. A team that actually reflects the real world is, naturally, way better at understanding it. This gives a company a massive leg up in figuring out global markets and really connecting with a much wider range of customers.
So, we've covered the why. Now, let's get clear on the what. What do we really mean when we say workforce diversity?
All right, so here's the standard definition. At its core, it's about intentionally including people with a whole range of differences. We usually think of gender and ethnicity, but it's also about age, religion, nationality, you name it. The idea is to build a team that's basically a mini version of society itself.
But here's where it gets really interesting, because this isn't just about demographics you can see or check off on a form. The real power goes a lot deeper. And this is the absolute key. True, game-changing diversity goes beyond just what we look like. It includes differences in perspective. This is what we call cognitive diversity. Having people who just think differently, who attack problems from all kinds of angles, and who bring totally unique worldviews. That's where the magic really happens.
Okay, so if you're on board with the why and the what, the next obvious question is how? How do you actually go about building a team like this? Let's get into the playbook for inclusive recruitment. It really boils down to 3 key steps. First, you've got to make sure your job descriptions are neutral. You don't want to use language that might accidentally turn certain people away. Second, you have to be intentional and target underrepresented groups in your outreach. And third, and this is so important, make sure the final decision is based purely on merit.
The whole point here is simple. It's about creating a level playing field. This isn't about quotas or lowering standards. It's about tearing down unnecessary barriers so you can find and hire the absolute best person for the job, no matter where they come from.
So theory is great, but what does this look like in the real world? Let's take a look at Unilever, a massive global company that has put diversity right at the heart of its business strategy.
Unilever's commitment is pretty clear. They go out of their way to recruit from diverse backgrounds all over the world. They also put a huge emphasis on gender balance and making sure they have multicultural representation across the entire company.
And you can literally draw a straight line from their actions to their results. Their diverse global recruitment, it leads to a much stronger brand image. By integrating all those different worldviews, that directly drives product innovation, which helps them create stuff that people all over the world actually want to buy.
And that's really the big takeaway from their story. For a company like Unilever, diversity isn't some HR policy that sits in a binder. It's a core part of their business model that gives them a serious competitive edge. It's their secret weapon.
So, to bring it all back home, let's just remember the most important point here. Workforce diversity, when you do it the right way, isn't just a social good. It is a powerful strategic engine for business success, period.
And I'll leave you with this question to think about. The next time you're in a meeting, just take a quick look around the room. Think about the experiences and the perspectives that are there. And then ask yourself, are we really tapping into the full power of diverse thinking? Or are we missing out on a world of perspective?